Willie Mullins is chasing his 5th win in the row here, having won it in the past 4 renewals with Footpad, Wakefield, Duvan, and of course the big winner already this week, Punchestown. Ryainar, more choice, lower fares and great care.
Yeah, hi, Mary. Sounds like it.
7 numbers are making their way down to the 2-mile start right in front of the grandstands. The Ryainar Novice Chase Grade 1 coming up in just over a couple of minutes' time.
So we're almost set for this fascinating Ryainar Novice Chase with Duc de Genève and Defi de Soy going head-to-head, taken on here by the fascinating dark horse Chacun Persois. And lest we forget, Voix de Rêve's a Grade 1 winner himself over fences. He won the Ryainar Gold Cup at Fairyhouse just the other day. Ornu has been a bit fractious in the preliminaries here, but behaving himself a little bit better now that he's got down to the start. Defi de Soy just going across to join the others now with the hood removed. He just wears the hood in the preliminaries done these days, doesn't need it in the race itself, just to keep him nice and relaxed before going into battle. And touchwood, that seems to have done the trick. And great for Richard Johnson here. Obviously tough for Barry Geraghty to be on the sidelines, but Dickie's had some big days on this fella, including when he won the Triumph Hurdle, and I'm sure he's been really looking forward to renewing this association.
Yeah, bad luck for Barry, all right, who's out injured. Wish him well, but yeah, for Richard Johnson to get back on him, it's a great opportunity for him. And look, he sets the standard. He's stepping back from 2.5 miles to 2 miles. All his improved form over fence has been over 2, but he is a Triumph Hurdle winner over 2 miles. Maybe Triumph Hurdle winners tend to get further than 2 miles in time, but he sets the standard that they all have to get up to.
Big day for Shane Shortall as well, who's been entrusted with the mount on Us and Them in JJ Slevin's absence. JJ taking a spill earlier in the day. Here we go for a fascinating Ryainar Novice Chase. Jerry Hannon.
White flag is raised, and they're off. In the Ryainar Novice Chase, Grade 1 over 2 miles and 11 fences, and taking each other on in these early stages are Noah, Us and Them, and on the far side is Voix de Rêve, blazing the trail in front of the great Duc de Genève, who's followed by Defi de Soy. On the outside is Chacun Persois, and the back marker in the 7-runner environment, Duc de Tay. All safely over the first fence is Ornu and Davy Rossell have stretched on a couple of lengths in front of Us and Them and Shane Shortall. Third is Voix de Rêve and David Mullins with Duc de Genève and Paul Townend in 4th place. Tracked closely by Defi de Soy and Richard Johnson as they jump the second fence at the top of the track. Chacun Persois, Robbie Parr with the back marker, Duc de Tay and Jack Kennedy. The 7 runners make the downhill run. 2 fences, 3 and 4. At the bottom of the track, and the leader is Ornu. 2 lengths in front of Us and Them, half colours of Voix de Rêve in third. A couple of lengths then to Duc de Genève, and after the grey is Defi de Soy, Chacun Persois, Duc de Tay. Fence number 3 coming up, the first of 2 ditches, Ornu over well from, and guilty of a mistake there and gone, Us and Them. Us and Them and Shane Shortall have departed the race at the ditch. The third fence as Ornu is the leader. Duc de Genève has moved second on the outside of Voix de Rêve, and then Chacun Persois being followed by Defi de Soy and Duc de Tay. Turning right-handed to go down the back straight to the first of 3 fences. 7 left to jump in the Ryainar Novice Chase, and it's Ornu in front of Duc de Genève, the grey on the outside of stable companion Voix de Rêve. And then Chacun Persois and Defi de Soy with last of the 6 that continue in the race, Duc de Tay. Over that fence, which was the 4th, taking them to the halfway stage, and it is Ornu out in front of Duc de Genève, Voix de Rêve, Chacun Persois, Defi de Soy and Duc de Tay a bit adrift at the back of the field, and not on landing there from Duc de Genève in second place, but no harm done. They're well inside the halfway stage. The next fence, the end of the back straight, will be 5 from the finish. And last of the ditches, it's Ornua, Duke de Geneva, the Arkle winner, getting closer. Defi de Soy, a mistake there. And well picked up by Richard Johnson, the JLT winner, as Ornua races onto the 5 furlong point, pursued by Duke de Geneva, and then Chacun pour Soi, who's gaining ground on the outside of Wood de Rev, and Defi de Soy, and Duke de Tay remains the back marker. Across they come, 4 fences to jump in the Ryainar Novice, and it is Ornua continuing in front of Duke de Geneva, Chacun pour Soi, the spotted colours on the outside of Wood de Rev, then Defi de Soy, the white cap, Duke de Tay, last of the half dozen. The first of the 2 fences before the straight, Orno into the corner. Duke de Geneva, and guilty of a mistake there at the back was Duke de Tay. On to 3 fences from the finish, and Duke de Geneva ranges alongside Ornoa, followed about a length and a half back by Chacun pour Soi, and then Voix de Rev and Defi de Soy, beginning the good run towards the final 2 fences in the straight. And Duke de Geneva and Paul Townend, joined by stable companion Chacun pour Soi, Robbie Power on the outside, and breathing down on them is Defi de Soy and Richard Johnson. Ornua has given way, then Voix de Rev as they come down towards the second last. Chacun pour Soi in the centre will lead at 2 fences from the finish, was low but got away with it from Duke de Geneva. In third place is Defi de Soy, down to the final fence in the Ryainar Novice, and it's Chacun pour Soi and Robbie Power, chased by Defi de Soy, who has a turn of foot in the closing stages. They got 200 yards to go. Chacun pour Soi from Defi de Soy, and up towards the finish. This is one hell of a performance in much deeper waters, as Chacun pour Soi has won the Ryanair for Robbie Power, Willie Mullins and Mrs. Susanna Ritchie, with Defi de Soy second, Duke de Geneva well behind in third, then Voix de Rev and Duke de Tay.
Rich Ritchie back in the big time, and in fairness to Rich Don, he was very confident about this horse earlier on. He was a revelation on his belated Irish debut at Naas. Pitched in at the deep end today, and what a performance from Chacun pour Soi.
It was a serious performance, Gary. It was a top-class race. We had all the novices that you'd ever want in it. The Arkle winner, the JLT winner, the Ryanair Gold Cup winner, all the four Grade 1 winners. He's a beginner's chase winner last time at Naas, but the manner in which he won that beginner's chase gave him the right to take his place in this Grade 1 race in a really hot Grade 1 novices chase. And he's just been superb. He's been brilliant throughout.
I'm sure Robbie Power can't believe his luck to fall in for the ride on this fella. He picked himself up off the floor following that spill on not many left. Of course, it's a double on the day for him. Defi de Soy not done any favours by the loose us and them going to 2 out there, Don. I think Richard Johnson could have done with maybe getting past him before that fence. All of a sudden, he was 4 lengths down on the landing side. But in fairness, when he gets a bit closer to Chacun pour Soi here at the last, the winner just gallops away from him again on the run, doesn't he?
Exactly, and the leader's pricking his ears going to the last, and he got in a wee bit tight to the final fence, and it gave Defi de Soy a chance. And you know, he stays 2.5 miles, we know that, and he wasn't stopping. He's got pace as well, but Chacun pour Soi's just come away from him again on the run-in.
He really has. No real excuse for Duke de Geneva back in third. He was left well behind by the other pair, and maybe looking at that, it's still early days. Maybe he was flattered by the visual impression in the Arkle at Cheltenham. Fascinating race to watch, though. Ornua went a helter-skelter gallop early with Voix de Rev, and us and them had sadly departed by this stage. Tom, we didn't get a great view of what happened to him, but Shane Shortall deposited in unceremonious fashion early on in the race. But the eventual winner here, different tactics today. Obviously, he made the running at Naas, and they never saw which way he went, but you've got to cut your cloth to measure, and I think Connections would have known that there would have been a huge amount of pace on today. Mistake at the back there from Duke de Tay, he was out of it at the time. But generally speaking, while he nodded on landing there, this fella's jumped like an old pro, isn't he?
He's jumped superb, just as he did at Naas, Gary. He didn't miss a beat at Naas, similar to today. Like, that was his only mistake there. He just was just nodded a wee bit on landing and lost a little bit of ground. But he's jumped as well as anything. Defi de Soy made a mistake earlier on. Duke de Geneva jumped well as well. But here he's just loomed up on the outside here. He's travelling better. Defi de Soy, in fairness to him, he's had to do a little bit of running to get in there among them. And as you said, the loose horse, the loose us and down, did take him a wee bit out to his left, which he didn't want to be, where he didn't want to be. But he's moved back inside. He's still about 2.5 lengths behind at the second last fence. He's got every chance there to close it, but the winner, he's only just getting going now. He's pricking his ears on the run between the final two fences. And Robbie Power is just making sure going to the last. He's just making sure he gets whatever he needs to do to get over it, get in tight and pop it. It gives Defi Desoi a little bit of a chance, but he's picked up again on the land inside and gone away.
Hugely exciting performance, not just as far as today is concerned, but for the future as well, from Chacun. Just the third chase start, I believe, of his career. He had one in France before joining Willie Mullins, had that huge spell on the sidelines, basically 3 years between races, and then given a bit of time to recover. Robbie Power, Kevin, I would imagine, got some buzz off that fella.
I can only imagine. We'll find out in a second, Gary, but I think we all got some buzz out of watching this horse, and what a man Willie Mullins is to throw this horse in right at the deep end. A grade one, full of strength and depth, and only his second run over fences in Ireland. Robbie, how good is this? That was breathtaking for us watching it. What must have felt like for you?
It was a bit breathtaking at the second last where I asked him to take off. But to be fair to the horse, he was very, very good, and he's going to learn so much as well. He was very green throughout the race. He's got a lot of improvement in him. He's a very, very nice horse.
And it's just testament to Willie Mullins to throw him in at the deep end on only his second run in Ireland over fences.
Well, it surprised me. Willie Mullins is a genius, and he obviously thought the horse was up to the task, and he was dead right.
My God, he was. He was very, very impressive. Defi Desoi got a chance to come at you, but you've quickened away again from the back of it.
Yeah, I just gave my lad a chance down to the last. I didn't want to go on the same stride I did at the second last, and I had so much horse underneath me I could afford to do that.
Well done.
Cheers, thanks, Kevin.
Yes, and Ruby Walsh himself is standing not too far away as the horse he was due to ride, Chacun, returns in triumph here under Super Sub Robbie Power. And really, if this fella can be kept sound, the sky could be the limit for Chacun. A couple of quotes for next year's champion chase. Paddy Power only going 5.12 with bet.